So, as promised, here is our new project. This is a project, Last Action Hero. The Robocop is gone, traded for this. I got this and some cash for my Robocop, and I'm pretty happy with that. Again, not because Robocop is a bad game. I like Robocop. If I had more room and more money, I'd probably keep it, but I had to go. And I really, really, really wanted the project. You know, I get in these moods in the hobby where sometimes I just want to get things that work and play them. And some things I just really want a project. And this is, I'm in the kind of mood lately where I want a project. So anyway, as you can see, the reason the back box is off it is, if I haven't explained before, to get any pinball machine down in this basement, I have to take the back box off, which is a giant pain in the ass. But it is what it is. If I want to be in the hobby, I got to do what I got to do. All these have had their heads off, you know, including Robocop. When I took it upstairs, I've become very good at disconnecting these things and connecting everything again. Pictures are key, but honestly, at this point, between having everything keyed one way, the boards and the connectors, and doing it as many times as I've done, probably literally over 100 times. I don't really even need pictures. I take them just in case, but I could probably do it without, but I'm not going to take that chance. So, just wanted to start with this. Here it is, without a head. Here's the harness. If you don't like wiring or you're scared of wiring, this is not the thing for you. I won't really do an overview on it until we put it back together. What I do know, as I bought this non-working, like I said, it's a project. The lock ramp is broken. I have both pieces of the lock ramp that go over there. Crane is probably not working. I don't know if it's a motor issue or a switch issue or an everything issue, but we'll find out. That's not a big deal. I have a way to get a new crane motor if I need it. I have that in my back pocket. And yeah, so just I guess we'll start this project off like this. Last Action Hero. There's the back box hinges hanging free. And when I come back to you, we will have this put back together. And you know what? We'll turn it on for the first time together. This is all packed up at the seller/trader's location. I told them I don't even unpack it. I don't even care. I know it doesn't work. I know it's a project. I'm not really too worried about it. But I haven't tried to turn it on. I know it doesn't boot, but let's see what it does together. And when I come back and I get all this stuff back together, we'll turn it on together for the first time. Sound good? All right? All right, cool. We'll be back. Alright, so the back box is back on. We got that together. And we can start dealing with what we got to deal with here. Well, right off the bat, one of the problems we know is that the the game doesn't boot. Power's on, or at least I think it powers on, but it doesn't boot. And I'm not surprised if you look at the shape of the power supply. Good old CN8 right here. That's usually a mess, and it is. It doesn't even have a header on it. They just put pins in there and soldered them to the board. Same over here. We're a little burnt over there. At least that has a header on it. And the corresponding connectors, you can see right here. I mean, this is ready to pull right out. It's trashed. It's scorched pretty well. The other connectors, not so bad. We got a little bit of burning here. Not terrible. We'll replace that. No reason not to. And what else are we looking at? Where are my other connectors that we were looking at? Oh yeah, here. It's on this loom right here. We got him. He's burned pretty good. We're just gonna replace. We're just going to replace those 3 top pins. I don't think we really have any reason to replace that header. Or, excuse me, or that housing. Housing's probably fine. We'll just replace the pins on those 3 wires there. Recrimp them with, focus, with 84s or 93s, whatever they happen to be. No big deal. That's going to be our first order of business. Before I even try to turn this thing on, we're going to take care of that. We're going to take this board out. We're going to recap it. Going to check our fuse clips, because fuse clips are a big problem on data easts, whatever. Make sure we have the correct value fuses, obviously. And then we'll pop it back in, test our bridge rectifier. That can cause problems. So we'll test all that stuff out, put it back in the game, and see how our voltages are doing. That's number one. Our other boards look pretty clean. These are newer Amazon batteries. They were in here when I got it. There's no evidence of leakage, even if we go all the way down. Because remember that alkaline, right? That gas travels down to the bottom of the machine and can sit. And while things up here could be okay, you have things down here that are inexplicably corroded. Well, that's due to your batteries leaking down. So we're going to get rid of those batteries altogether. And we're going to put a nice NVRAM in there. I think I have an extra one, if I remember correctly. And it's already socketed, so that's even better. We'll just pop that right in there. No problem. Cosmetically, the cabinet's a lot more solid than RoboCop was. That's for damn sure. Got a little bracket here that was added. Probably to reinforce that corner. Got a little crack on the corner there. Again, no big deal. As I've said 100 times, I'm not a collector quality, perfect quality kind of game guy. Up here, actually, as I'm noticing, this looks like it got a little hot too. So we're not gonna worry about that right now, but we'll keep that in the back of our minds, because that definitely got hot. We'll probably go back there and we'll reflow back there where those wires go to the board. One of those burn connectors we had right here, they just use butt splices on those. They go to, I believe, one of these around here. Yep, they go right here. So we'll place this with a proper 156 connector, and we'll do the same on the other side. Getting all this stuff out of the way. Wire and loom right here. Our lock ramp. Lock ramp is busted. Come over here. This is the lock ramp. This is where the crane drops. Let me probably get in the frame would be a good idea, right? This is where the crane drops the ball, right there. And the ball comes down here, hits one of those switches. This little post stays up for the most part to keep the balls in the lock ramp. Yeah, the problem is they're not going to stay anywhere because, well, this is broken off here. Look like somebody tried to fix that. I had it fixed real quick. I had it jerry-rigged real quick together, and it did an okay job, but I took it apart again, and I'm going to try to do a little bit better with some plastic weld. And if not, I can always just put it back the way I had it. So, you know, I'm going to be on the lookout for one of these in the meantime. Maybe someone might repro them. That would be great. But otherwise, we'll try some plastic weld, some plastic bond. Kind of goes right there. I had it set nice before. That's the way it's supposed to be. You can kind of imagine that. What I'm trying to do with my hand in the way. So that's an issue. Okay, no problem. We'll take care of that. Playfield is just really dirty, as you can see. I don't know where the heck this one was sitting, but it's dirty. Got a lot of schmegma all over it. So it needs a good cleaning. Everything. We're going to strip all this off. Doesn't look like it's going to be too difficult. I've definitely done worse. We'll vacuum it, and then we'll clean the playfield. The playfield itself is dirty. You can see here, right? And my finger catches. Ugh, it's gross. All in here. You can see in the ticket here, it's all dirty. Just for the heck of it, the dirtiest parts were down here. I came down here because it had black flipper rubber on it, I'd imagine, from the factory. And I started doing a little bit of cleaning. I went from least abrasive to most abrasive. I tried naphtha first. Did nothing. Just laughed at the naphtha. Tried some Novus 1 a little bit. Did okay. Had to go to Novus 2 in order to get these clean. You see these are nice and white. I don't know if it shows up in my last video, but they were anything but white. They were black. Matter of fact, they were pretty dirty. You see here how this is all dirty in here? Yeah, they were like that. So you see the difference. I kind of cleaned up, you know, in this area here. It still needs some cleaning over here. Let me get in a better angle here for you. Still needs some cleaning here. You can see there's still all dirt here. But cleaned up these inserts. Shoot again over here. So that's what it's going to look like. So there's a nice playfield under all this gook. Much like, I wish I videotaped it when I did it. much like Whirlwind. Whirlwind was probably twice as bad as that. Twice as bad. It was really, really horrible. But I think all that gunk, I think it might have saved the playfield, to be honest with you. The balls were all rusty in it, and I think all the crap protected the paint. So, yeah. As you can see, it's probably been waxed at one point. You can see the residual wax there. We're gonna clean all that stuff up. We're gonna get all that nice and clean. We're gonna do it right. Need new drop targets. They gave me drop targets. I don't know if they're broken or not, or if they're new ones. They gave me new drop target stickers, which is nice. They gave me new rubbers. They gave me black rubbers. I'm going with white rubber on this. The regular pink flipper rubber, and then regular white rubber for everything else. So I'm wearing the ticket. Not too big a deal. It's really not that bad. It's actually one of the few things that actually looked worse in the picture I got before I took this. I might not even do anything to it. I really don't care that much. However, if I want to, I got a nice ticket decal here. You see the cutout for Arnold's head right there. So I could always put this on if I wanted to. I got that from a guy off Pinside. Luckily, he had some more. Good guy. And the crane. The crane had problems, they think. You know, they're pretty sure the crane was not doing so good. So we'll see. Again, I said I might have a plan for the crane, for a new crane motor. It's not the end of the world. There's an option to, I think, turn off the crane, or you don't have to use the crane, whatever. We'll figure it out. Yeah. I mean, feels like the motor still has some tooth to it for the most part. I know I read that if you could spin it freely back and forth, then it's shot. But this one has some resistance to it. So... yeah, and other than that, you know, we're looking okay. Got some, you know, it's kind of chipped here. The, oh God, why do I always have brain farts when I film? The covering, the coating on this, powder coating, thank you, powder coating or paint, whatever the heck that is chipped off on there. Not a big deal. Don't really care. And, yeah, the inside's pretty clean. Clean at the inside. We need a new plug. Need a new ground. There's no ground prong on that. We'll take care of that. So yeah, so I just did the play. I'm not doing the playfield now. I just did that a little bit just to see what we were dealing with. And I'm happy to say that it shouldn't be that bad. It's going to be some work, some elbow grease, but should clean up nicely. But my first order of business, very first order of business, is going to be it's going to be connectors. It's going to be working on that power supply up there. And working on the respective connectors from the wire loom. And obviously, after that's done, putting this all back together. I'm not going to bother plugging anything in or trying it until I get that power supply squared away and until I repin and take care of these burnt connectors, because that's just going to cause problems. I don't want to be chasing problems that I could deal with right now. And obviously, it's a lot easier to get to these connectors and work with these wires when I have all this nice slack in them over the playfield. So... when we come back, you know, when I take the power supply board out, I'll give you a shot of that. We'll look at it together, and we'll take a look to see what needs to be done, how it is. I'm going to say this now, and I'm going to jinx myself, because I'm going to say something, and then I'm going to have a terrible time with this power supply. But what I was going to say is I'm actually pretty good at rebuilding power supplies and troubleshooting them and fixing them up. So this shouldn't be a problem. But again, now that I said that, I'm sure it's going to be a disaster. So we'll all have fun and see that together. Anyway, we'll be back.